You see, there is two different camps you can be in on this subject. The first camp may be a big tech company such as DJI introducing a new feature on a controller such as this. You might say it should work properly out of the box. Or the other viewpoint could simply be the fact that DJI, at least when there is a bug, they fix it pretty damn quickly. And that's the case with this DJI controller, because DJI recently introduced a new firmware update for this controller that basically introduced a really nice cool feature, except for some of you it wasn't quite working, except hopefully now it is. So let's get into it. Now, on a recent update, DJI gave us the ability on this DJI RC2 and the new RC Pro 2 to give us this flight simulator experience. Essentially, on the top of the screen, we can dip into that flight simulator, we can choose from the DJI Mavic 4, and we can go for a good flight around and just learn some basic skills, such as taking photos, flight control, and again, some videos. Now, on a recent update, DJI actually improved this DJI simulator experience, allowing us to fly not only the DJI Mavic 4 but the DJI Air 3S. They also added quite a famous landmark here in the UK called Stonehenge, just to give you something else to practice possibly framing and honing your video and photography skills. Except for some of you, it wasn't quite working, because what happened from the various comments I've got on my install video is the fact that it just simply was not allowing you to place the drone to, of course, begin the flight. Now, this is kind of a bit of a problem. Now, it does seem that this was basically an issue when you was having the controller in other languages other than English. So for me, I didn't detect it as a problem because of course I'm using English, so it worked perfectly fine for me. But I certainly got enough comments to basically suggest that this was a problem. But thankfully today, DJI have introduced a fix for this controller in the way of a new update for the DJI simulator. This is completely independent of a firmware update or indeed a DJI Fly app update. All you need to do is on your home screen, tap that DJI simulator, and you can see it has popped up with a comment to say that there is an update available. And as you can see, just by reading through the notes, one of them is to fix the update where the drone will not place when using other locales other than English. So what we're going to do is very simply just hit that download button. I'm going to go ahead and of course install it. I'm just going to speed up this process to make it a little bit faster, and then once that's all installed, we're going to hit done, and then as you can see, we can try that flight again by placing our drone, and of course it is working for me, so hopefully it is working for you as well. And then of course you can practice framing your shots, or if you like to mess around like me, stick it in sport mode and decide to fly around Stonehenge as fast as possible. Not to be recommended to be done in real life, of course, but on the simulator it's a little less risky, especially if you crash like I just have. So there you go. This is a very short, sharp video just to say that if you do have the DJI RC2 controller and you was struggling with that DJI flight simulator, which I have to say I think is a nice little addition to this controller, now hopefully when flying where English is not the main language installed or being used on this RC2 controller, hopefully it's now going to work. It does also tell us that it's fixed the 3D render of the DJI Air 3S as well, so hopefully it looks a little bit more realistic. But ultimately a nice little update, and like I say, depends which side of the camp you're in. Yes, DJI, it would be nice if they released software for drones and controllers that worked off, you know, at the start, for example, but ultimately we have to credit them when something doesn't quite work. At least they generally fix it. So again, if you found this video useful, please do give it a big thumbs up. It tells the YouTube algorithm more people like you might like to watch my videos. Subscribe if you're awesome, and until next time, see you again soon.